All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to be in the 164-pound division, where Errol Spence Jr. will never be able to fight Canelo Alvarez. However, Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s trainer made a prediction about that fight that should shock a lot of y'all, that I've been saying for a while, and will back it up with historical facts to support it, which is that Errol Spence Jr., if he gets the Canelo Alvarez fight, will beat Canelo Alvarez. And in the words of that camp, take him behind the woodshed. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we are going to be talking about Errol Spence Jr., one of the biggest names in boxing, and Canelo Alvarez, one of the biggest names in boxing, if not the biggest name of boxing, and a prediction that was made for a fight by Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s camp. And I got to tell you, man, I've said this before. There's a whole lot of people that are going to dismiss this, but it isn't something that you should not dismiss. And I guarantee you, Canelo Alvarez isn't dismissing. But before I get into that, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. And also, if you're a longtime subscriber and supporter of the channel, thank you so much. And thank you guys, everybody, so much for supporting and sponsoring videos like this in the super thanks. It is a great way to support content creators who you enjoy. But let's get into this, man. This is going to be, I'm learning the new terminology, a hot take. And Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s former trainer, Nate Jones, came out with a hot take on Errol Spence Jr. versus Canelo Alvarez. And this is a hot take that I agree with, and I've seen take place several times in boxing. And one of the reasons I'm telling you why Canelo Alvarez is not fighting nobody. And let's get into it. So Nate Jones was asked, what do you think about a fight between Errol Spence Jr. and Canelo Alvarez? Nate Jones says that he thinks Errol Spence Jr. will beat Canelo Alvarez in a fight easily, and that he will, quote unquote, I mean, it's not quote unquote. Quote unquote really irritates me when people say quote unquote. It's quote unquote. Quote unquote. That he will take him behind the woodshed. Why does he say this? He said he will take him back behind the woodshed, and that is a saying that means this: he'll take him behind the woodshed and whoop him. That's what he'll take him out of the public eye, give him a good whooping behind the woodshed. And why did Nate Jones say this? He said because Errol Spence Jr. knows that style. He knows that slick Floyd Mayweather-y type of style. And just like when Floyd Mayweather Jr. Sparred Errol Spence Jr., he said, look, man, Errol Spence Jr. gave the Floyd the best work that I've ever seen anybody give Floyd Mayweather. That particular style does not bother Errol Spence Jr. at all. That pressure, those body shots, the fact that he keeps coming at you, that is going to cause a lot of problems for Canelo Alvarez, and Errol Spence Jr. will beat Canelo Alvarez. And I do believe he said he would stop Canelo Alvarez. Now, Nate Jones is somebody, when he predicts fights, doesn't go to extremes on him, right? And it's just a very calculated opinion. Now, let me take you guys, for the people that are going to immediately say that's ridiculous. Oh, there's no way. He's too big. He's too this. First of all, Canelo Alvarez is not a lot bigger than Errol Spence Jr. Canelo Alvarez, if you recall correctly, is a 154-pound fighter who moved up to 160, moved up to 168 pounds. But he was a 154 and a 160-pound fighter. He is not a big 168-pounder. And Canelo Alvarez is the same height, about the same length as Errol Spence Jr. Not a tremendous reach advantage, any of that. Those guys are roughly the same size. However, there's another scenario in boxing that I'm going to remind people of about Floyd Mayweather Jr. himself, when Floyd Mayweather Jr. was calling out Oscar De La Hoya, who at the time was fighting at between 147, 154, and it almost got up to 160 pounds. And Floyd Mayweather Jr. had been fighting at 130 and 135 and had for years said, I want an Oscar De La Hoya fight. I want an Oscar De La Hoya fight. And everybody in the media, everybody in the press, everybody in the chat rooms at the time had all dismissed Floyd Mayweather Jr. and said Floyd Mayweather Jr. did not have the ability to go up there and beat Oscar De La Hoya. And Floyd Mayweather Jr. went up there, fought Oscar De La Hoya at 150. I believe he fought him at 152 or 154 pounds and beat Oscar De La Hoya at super welterweight and beat him, in my opinion, quite clearly. Now, there's a lot of people that were saying, okay, yeah, the jab of Oscar won the fight. Floyd really, nah. As it goes down in the history books, he won that fight also. Now, for, I believe, a separate set of reasons, Manny Pacquiao, same way, went up from 126 pounds, fighting guys like Eric Morales, and went all the way up to 147 pounds, fighting and beating guys like Miguel Cotto. There's not that big a difference in the size between some of these guys. And some people, especially people that have a lot of speed or tenacity, have the ability to move up. Same thing as far as like a 135-pound Roberto Duran. 135-pound Roberto Duran went up to 160 pounds, fought Marvin Hagler, put on a good fight against Marvin Hagler, wound up losing. However, he didn't lose against Iran Barkley, wound up beating Iran Barkley, right? So if you have a special talent and you're adjusted to a specific style, you can get it done. There's another thing, and people that are familiar with this channel will know I've said this multiple times. When you have somebody that fights in that prototypical aggressive style that Mexicans are known for, right? Going to the body, cutting off the ring, constant pressure. And you have somebody that is fighting in that prototypical, right? Black American style, especially anybody fighting in that Philly shell, that likes that Philly shell and is trying to counter, slick, pick shots and all of that. If you are not 100% in your game in that particular style, that slicker style, and that person is an animal, right, with that aggressive style, that style will beat that style most times. Unless you run into somebody that is just, very, 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 very slick, very, very, very good with it. And I would argue that is a recipe of disaster for Canelo Alvarez with Errol Spence Jr. Because Canelo Alvarez likes to pick his shots. He likes to be patient. He likes to put shots in between shots. Likes to stay in the middle, slipping things. When he got in there with Dimitri Bivol, and Dimitri Bivol just let his hands go and was more active, wound up beating him. And it could be a lot worse for Errol Spence Jr., especially if he gets stronger out there at weighing at like 164 pounds. But all that said, I don't think we're going to see Canelo Alvarez fight pretty much anybody that gives him has any real chance of beating him. That's just where I think he is in his career. Anyway, that's my take on the matter. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.